Welcome back in. We all know how important community is no matter what business you're in. And today we're so happy to welcome an executive board member, Mehwish Nasir, to talk about the various networks she is a part of in the spirit of connection and entrepreneurship. Welcome. We're so excited to have you, Mehwish.
Thank you so much. So great to be here. Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you. You are part of a huge group of people that helps everyone connect, which is so important these days. Tell me a little bit about what inspired you to go into the field.
Absolutely. So community service always have been very important to me. Like it fuels my passion. I feel great fulfillment in giving back, and it keeps me excited, keeps me going when I see lives changing and transforming and making a change and impact across.
Wonderful. Now, what do you think makes you unique compared to other people who may do similar things?
Yeah, so by profession, I'm a consulting manager. So some of the characteristics that makes me quite unique, like my diverse skill set I have in terms of educational background. I have a bachelor's in computer sciences and a master's in IT, coupled with the business degree. Plus, my ability to successfully navigate and deliver solutions in various sectors and clients across. I worked in various sectors like for-profit, non-profit, and not-for-profit, such as IT, telecom, petroleum, government, development, utilities, health, education are some to name, you know. So these characteristics set me simply apart, and I simply excel in providing services either independently or collaborating with consulting firms or implementing partners.
Wonderful. It sounds like you do so much. You are so accomplished. And I want to talk about your awards and accomplishments in just a minute. Now, what do you think it is about giving back that makes you feel happy?
Yeah, just like I briefly touched upon that, for example, a lot of things I'm doing at the moment. I'm a pro bono contributor with Open Global, where I'm working as an executive board member. I'm also as an ambassador working with the American Pakistan Foundation, where as a civic leader, I'm actively involved in mentorship and cultural heritage initiatives. These are some to mention. Then throughout, I have been a part of their different programming activities like Star Rising program, APA fellowship program. So, and apart from that, I have been a pro bono contributor to some of the associations which are very near and dear to my heart, like Fulbright Association, RITLM Association, Citizenship Foundation. So just like I briefly talked about earlier, that it keeps me quite excited and it keeps me motivated when I see a lot of impact that I'm making in the community that I'm serving, and I find it very fulfilling and rewarding, the work that I do.
Yes, wonderful, and I'm sure the community appreciates you right back. Tell me a little bit about the awards that you have been given in honor of your service.
Sure. So last year, mid of July, I was recognized by Marquis Who is Who in business technology, consulting, and leadership. Then I think a month after, as a Who is Who, Women of Influence, Who is Who of Professional Women, and also a distinguished worldwide humanitarian award. So these are quite great achievements in recognition of the work that I have done so far.
Wonderful. And how does it feel for you personally to be recognized in this way?
Absolutely wonderful. You know, when I see my recognition at the community level, at the global level, at a broader level, especially Marquis Who is Who, it's a great honor to have been there. This legacy has done a tremendous job, like Erica Lee and her team, from over 125 years. So it feels so great to be recognized with such an accomplished group of people.
Amazing. Well, so many congratulations to you. Now, what is next for you?
Yeah, for sure. In near future, I plan to continue making an impact as a consulting manager, aiming to contribute in program management, advisory, and coaching services tailored to the unique needs of my clients. And I also plan to continue working as a pro bono contributor with Open Global and with American Pakistan Foundation.
Wonderful, fabulous. And it seems like you're a bit of a trailblazer. It seems like you can do everything and you are being recognized for doing so much good. Do you feel like you're a trailblazer?
Yeah, for sure. I would say I'm a trailblazer. So one of my masters, I think I briefly touched upon, is a master's in IT, which is a research-based master's that I did from Pakistan. So back there at that time, I did an independent study that highlighted critical issues facing Pakistani software industry. So I immigrated to Canada in December 2019. At that time, when I was residing in Canada, I extended my earlier research because there was a shift in the industry from the waterfall and structure to more the agile and the hybrid approaches. And that study basically got me more recognitions, more citations overall, you know, and that also helped me, and that was quite instrumental in my journey and immigration to US in December 2019, and that was followed by the citizenship after as well. So I consider it as an accomplishment because it was a self-sponsored, self-petition application. So yeah, for sure, I would say trailblazer, if that helps and answer your question.
Yes, wonderful.
And that was also following my citizenship in Canada as well. Yeah.
Gosh, you have done so much. You are so accomplished, and I'm so glad you're being recognized with these awards. You absolutely deserve it. Such an honor to have you on our show today, Mehwish. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.